Hello everybody and welcome back to my YouTube channel. So today I'm going to be giving a hot take, about Demon Slayer. Now don't get this twisted. I'm not a power scaler. I'm not here to trigger anybody. I'm just going to give my own hot take of Demon Slayers. And you may be asking what's my hot take. My hot take simply is that Tengen versus AKAZA would have been a much better fight or a much explosive fight in comparison to Gyuri versus AKAZA. And here are my reasons why. Just chill. Just chill. You may like what I'm saying. Let me just give you my reasons. You may understand it. You may get my own point of view. And the first one is among all Hashiras, Tengen is like top three with the highest durability. Tengen to me is like in top three with highest durability. This guy Tengen lost an arm, got poison, he lost an eye, but still he kept on fighting. After taking everything he took from Gyutaro, that nigga kept on fighting. Like most Hashiras won't last that long against Gyutaro because their body cannot like take all those damages. And how do you want to expect them to survive like that if you just get poisoned? And mind you, Pain was able to survive that long because he came from a ninja clan or ninja whatever, whereby his father had been, inducing him with different types of poison that made him resistant enough to most poisons that Gitaro's, poison couldn't affect him that much. So you see, like that alone now, like is against that poison alone have put me Hashiras like in a very bad situation if they just get one touch. Like just a scratch from that poison, they're all fucked. You understand? So first one, that is one of them. And if you think about it, another thing that made Tengen able to survive that long was he has the. I'm also Hashira. I feel like he has a much better control of his body in comparison to other Hashiras. Because if you see when Gyutaro poisoned him, he stopped his heart in order to slow down the poison from traveling around his body. And the only person that you see that can, have that kind of control over their body is Inosuke. Because when Gyutaro stabbed Inosuke, he shifted his heart to one side, you know, avoiding a very deadly strike. You understand? So amongst all Hashiras, it is only Tengen I've seen that have such okay, except for Sanami Sharp, because Sanami was able to stop his guts from spilling out when he was caught so bad. Spoilers! Wait, so if you haven't read the manga or anything, you can just skip some part, skip some part that you don't want to hear because there'll be some spoilers here. You understand? So that like to me is like why this nigga would have survived longer than Gyuri against Akaza. Because Gyuri was just basically taking like blunt force to his chest and just like two shots, and this nigga was already bringing out his Demon Slayer mark. Like, like Tengen went round with Bitaro round in base form. In base form, no Demon Slayer mark, no nothing. Just him and his strength and him and Vice, bro. Tengen took it like man to man. No Demon Slayer mark at all. Nothing. But this guy just got punched like twice and the Demon Slayer mark came out of nowhere. Showing that his base form is very weak. Imagine that Tengen now has his Demon Slayer mark. What would have happened in that fight? You guys think about this. Think about it. Now, another reason why I feel like Tengen versus Akaza would have been a much better fight was because of his breathing technique. If you think about it, if you look at his breathing technique, it's like apart from sun breathing, which is like everybody knows is OP. Tengen's breathing technique in the right hands is like OP as fuck. You understand? For you to be able to use that breathing technique very well, you have to have a very, very massive durability, like very, very strong durability because you have to last long in the fight. If you cannot last long in a fight, if you cannot last long in a fight, then you cannot use sound breathing very well. And that's just it. Because sound breathing has one very, 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 very OP technique, which is the music score. And that music score, how it works that as you know, you learn the opponent's move, so now you can predict what the opponent is going to do easily without so much thoughts in it. You understand? So if you look like you're very like you will not be able to read the opponent's move like a music board or a music chart. You know how the music stuff is now. That's how you'll be able to read the opponent's move. And you've seen that fight against Gyutaro, you see that at the end of the fight, like this guy was just clearing the way very easily compared to when he just began the fight, he was trying to figure out what was going on and how Gyutaro fight. And to me, that is a very, very broken ability in Demon Slayer because it's the same way, like, if you're a gamer, you understand it very well if you're a gamer. Because, especially if you've played Elden Ring, you understand that when you're fighting a boss, okay, he kills you the first time, okay, he kills you the second time, kills you the third time. Look, as you're fighting the boss progressively, you get to cram subconsciously, you're cramming his moves. You're cramming his moves. So before he does one move, you already know you can easily dodge it before he's about to play the next move, you easily know you can counter it. So that kind of thing, that's how that music score works. To me, that's how that music score works. And if you play Elden Ring, or if you play these very tough games where you have to be cramming patterns all over again, you may die like a couple of times before you're able to get now, before you're able to get an understanding of how this boss you're facing fight attacks look like. And that's why I say that Tenga has a much better durability than most of all these. To me, it's top three because for you to get that music score, you have to be very, very, very durable for it to last long in the fight like that. Because that's how that music score works. You last long in a fight in order to understand your opponent's moves, your opponent's attack scheme, and everything before you can able to attack fully without bothering thinking about so much and then take off their heads once and for all. And that's why I like that breathing technique. Even with all the damages he took, like that music score gave him a chance in order to win. It gave him a chance because now he's able to predict Gitaro's that is the blood demon technique. Those circles are flying around very, very well and very effectively. And that is why we're able to win that match. He's if Tengen had as much talent as Mochiro, bro, that nigga will be broken. Like he'll be too solid. He will be too solid. If that nigga had as much talent as Michiro, like would have been done, he'd be like solid second place solidly, or even third. No, second. He'd be above Sanami because he has the durability. His sound breathing is already broken. If in the right hand, like it's already broken itself. Then you're not giving the talent of Michiro. That's all you need to me. And again, if you think about it, it would have been a very, very interesting dynamic in the fight because how Akaza's compass is able to detect blood loss. So if you're trying to attack him, the blood loss is able to detect the blood loss. So he cannot counter or he knows that someone is trying to attack him, so he cannot easily sneak attack Akaza. Then imagine that that technique that Akaza have, then Tengen's music score technique those air punches that Akaza is releasing, Tengen would have somehow much easily be able to avoid or counter it more than Giri. To me, more than Giri, would have much easily be able to counter it. Then Akaza's blood loss, that Akaza's compass, that is his blood technique. Like it should just be a crazy matchup because just counter, back and forth. Then, if you add to the fact that Akaza, his blood tech is basically just punching the air, creating those shockwaves, and Tengen causes those explosions. Like everywhere just going, bah, 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 everywhere just be scattering. Like it should be crazy for real. Just think about it. Imagine it should be madly crazy. And again, those explosions even affect demons, so it will be a much interesting thing to see. Like people on the rate Tengen too much. They say he lost upper moon 6. Let me tell you guys something. He had to protect his 3 wives. You understand? He's the only Hashira that fought 2 demons. He's the only Hashira to go 1v2 against a demon. He went against like Gyutaro and his sister. He fought 2 of them. He kept up perfectly well. You understand? He's the only Hashira to go 1v2. Usually it's the other way around. You understand? Even though he did that for a moment, he still did it. It's a feat on his own. That one is then he was fighting with Tanjiro that didn't have any Demon Slayer mark. He was fighting with Inosuke and Zenitsu that didn't go through any Hashira training at all. So basically, he was fighting with further Demon Slayers, almost further Demon Slayers on his side, while he's the person to carry the fight. So you could see that he was already in a big disadvantage. You cannot compare that to Tanjiro when he fought against. You can compare that to Tanjiro and Gyuri against Akaza. You see that Tanjiro has gone through the Ashura training. he has his Demon Slayer mark. If you now compare that to that cat lady, that girl that is very strong, I don't know her name, I forgot her name. Um when he fought to Tanjiro, like Tanjiro was much stronger then in comparison in contrast to when Tengen fought with Gyutaro. And again, what you guys have to notice is that why I say like him versus Akaza would be a much better fight. And again, I hate when people underrate Tengen too much, saying he lost Upper Moon 6. Forgetting the fact that Upper Moon 6 was taking the fight very seriously. Like he was taking that fight very, 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 very seriously. And if you check it there, Upper Moon 6 is the only Upper Moon I can say that is straight to the point. You understand? If you meet if Akaza meets a Hashira now, the first thing Akaza does is to tell the guy how far. Join us. Join us, become a demon. You can go past this your limit. Join us. But Gyutaro will have no time for such speech. Like he's straight to the point. He's going to mock that nigga. Like he's going to mock that person. He's straight to the point. Gyutaro have like that's not his business. As far as what his sister is going straight to kill him. But Akaza like will fight you, but he's not straight up trying to kill you immediately. He's trying to reason with you, see how just join us. Like be a better option than whatever you're doing at the Demon Slayer camp. And if you think and then what he does, he did it against Rengoku, he did it against Gyuri too. It's just at the end of the fight, like when the fight was reaching when the fight was reaching the end that he started becoming serious because he noticed that he couldn't detect Tanjiro again. So who has now think about this now. Who has a better chance of winning a battle? You like now just imagine yourself in a Hashira's shoe and tell me who do you like imagine yourself in a Hashira's shoe and tell me what are your chances of at least surviving more than 30 minutes in each battle now. Imagine you meet now let me give you guys two scenarios now. You're a Hashira and you find yourself with Akaza or you find yourself with you find yourself against Daki on Gyutaro. Who do you think like who do you think you'll be able to survive longest for in the fight? Like who do you think will give you that chance to survive for a long time? If you think about it, it's Zakaza. Vital is straight up mocking. He's straight up killing you, like straight up. He does not care. He's not going to beg you to join any team or join their football, soccer team, whatever nonsense. Straight up going for the kill. But Akaza, if he sees you're strong and you're capable of doing, becoming useful to Mozart, he's going to try and recruit you. And that's why I say that Tengen, like you guys should stop looking down on Tengen. Is more stronger than to me. Is more stronger than Gyuri. Gyuri might have a better breathing technique, or he has better control over his breathing technique. But Tengen to me is more stronger and would have done better in that fight versus Akaza. Thank you very much. See you guys in the next video. Peace.